Here's a nice close-up of the custom Funko Pop SPF Gracie that I made for her Christmas present as a surprise. Stay tuned if you'd like to see how I made it using one of the do-it-yourself Funko Pop blank kits for a woman. What do you think it is?
A Funko.
Who's it from?
From you.
From me? All right. Do you think you're gonna like this Funko? What?
Wait, what? Oh my god.
What?
Who is it? What's the Funko? Who is it?
Hold on. Okay, I'm alive again. Oh my god.
What Funko is it?
Let's see it.
Is this me?
Yes. It's the one and only Gracie Funko.
Oh my god.
You are famous.
Do you like it?
There's model number 1.
Take it out. You have to see it more.
Oh, she just fell.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Look at that Funko. Look at that hair. It's perfect.
How did you do this, Mom?
With love.
Look at those shoes too.
Lots of love. You see the shoes?
Yeah, they're actually Converse.
Only.
So is this me being on like the track team or something?
No, you have a red shirt on.
It's just you and Funko body.
Look at, you see it? Red shirt. Why do we have red shirts?
Because I have school pictures.
Yeah, what's the number for?
My lucky number,
The shoes.
of course.
And the bottoms?
2017, love mama. Short shorts, yay.
And did you see the back?
Yeah, Grace.
You like it?
Yes.
Let me
tell.
This is how it came, and we found it out. Walgreens, Grace and I, we seen it. She had never seen it, and she thought, wow, this is really cool, and so did I. But immediately ideas went through my head, so I was like, well, it's too bad I don't have any money, or I've spent too much, whatever excuse I use. Sorry, we can't get it. So little did she know, when I left, I texted Alex and said, please stop by that Walgreens and grab that do-it-yourself thing so I can do something for Christmas. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it custom or if I was going to let her do it. In the end, I made a custom, and we ended up getting her an add-on on Amazon so she can do her own. She doesn't know that yet. And most important here, I guess I'm showing, this is how it comes blank. It's already primed. I felt like I had to get the hair the most important. Grace loves her ponytails. She's not real big on her hair, being prissy about her hair. So she just, I had to get this hair right. I began using the hot glue in a way you've seen me do many ways on dollhouse stuff. And now I'm just using my hot glue as a medium to get some texture onto this Funko Pop. And here you can see how I begin to do her hair. Her very flyaway. She's not, yeah, she likes her hair a little bit messy, and that's okay. I'm here celebrating who she is because I love her as she is, and I don't even like Funko Pops, but I hope someday if she ever watches this, she will realize how much I love her and want to encourage her. And this is her little collection now, and she's getting a little bit from us, and I just hope this one will be extra special. So here I am. I've moved forward with hot glue. It took me a while to get it right, and I had to go to the left and go to the right to get it so it looks like she's got her ponytail, which she actually doesn't like on the side of her face. She likes it back, and she hates her hair touching her face. See on the top her little flyaways? But I did decide, my dear, when you watch this, to put it on the side because it would just show better from the front. I usually look at Funko Pops from the front, so I wanted it to pull over, and it makes it just more her. So I'm going to use my primer, my Zinsser 123, to prime that stuff up, and then I can paint it properly. I did do the whole thing with that good primer just in case. Now I also wanted it to present well, and if she wants to put on her little shelf, and of collector ones and all her stuff. So I really worked hard here by taking the box to make this fit in because the hair was bigger and in certain places it didn't fit. So I just meticulously sat here cutting out pieces and cutting out pieces, setting it in the plastic, closing it up, setting it up, and going on and on until I could get this thing in here so it would present wonderfully. I made sure there was extra room, and I wanted to do this before I painted it so I wouldn't scratch it up later, obviously. So it didn't take long, but in the end, I think you'll find that if you do something like this, or you're just watching because you're curious, I'm really glad I thought ahead and spent the time to do this instead of just throwing it in any old box. That is my favorite primer, especially for plastics. If you're wondering, I do take it and put some in a smaller container so I can have access to it easier for small projects like this where I just need to grab a little bit. And I guess here I wanted to show you how I just use a crappy brush just in case. It is a waterproof, water-based product, but I use a crappy brush anyway, and here I just took a lot of time to really work it into all the cracks and grooves, and once again I needed to get this hair just right, and it took me almost to the very end to get it right. Here's how it kind of looks here, and you're gonna see as I move on, Gracie has beautifully naturally highlighted and streaked hair, and I wanted to show that. I felt the texture, it all comes together in the end, but that's what I was going for without knowing quite what I was doing. And I was winging it. First off, I got some colors planned, but I'm just kind of winging it once again to get it right. Obviously starting off with a flesh color. I wanted specifically, I already had it luckily pale because she's a pretty pale girl. So I think that's working out all right. What am I doing now? Oh, look at this. I've painted the whole thing with the pale flesh color, and I even did the hair and the body just to give that base coat, because if you've listened to me before, you will know that I say white is a very hard color to cover, and it takes extra coats. So I felt that using this flesh, I knew using this flesh underneath would make my next colors much easier to go through. So now I just had to be very careful I didn't bump the flesh color on the face and ruin it. I guess that's where I'm at right now. Stop motion time. Hello, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will just talk through it and tell some details. So just pause it, or not pause it, just mute me. That's kind of fun to watch. Just mute me if you don't want to hear what I got to say. I guess some of this is if Gracie watches. I hope. I didn't want to do this. I wasn't feeling good that day, and I had to hide on the weekends and do this. Like when she was visiting her dad, I didn't want to set up the stop motion, but I'm like, you know what? I want it for her. I want her to see it later and know that I put a lot of effort into it, and I love you, kiddo. And I really wanted this to be special and well thought out for her. So decisions. I did put on blue shorts because she likes jean shorts. I went back and forth on the shirt and decided on red. If you know us, she knows there's a thing we got for school pictures and doing a red shirt. The number 75 is something sweet between her and Alex from a project they did when she was very little. And of course she loves her Chucks. Loves her Chucks. Merry Christmas for Chucks. And I had to get the Chucks just right. Those probably took me the longest next to the hair. The hair I wanted. I love your hair, kiddo. I absolutely love your hair. And she wants to dye it sometimes. And I'm like, please, trust me, wait until you're a little older to think about it. So, boom, here we are right now. And I still want to get that hair just right. I have more work to do on it. I'm starting to contemplate ideas for the ending details. She had to have some eyelashes, and look at that smile. I was back and forth, no smile. I did lots of looking to see how they are, and some don't have smiles, but that smirk face just seemed perfect. And if you know Grace, and she makes this look, and I hope if she's watching this, she starts making the look and laughing, because she has this thing she does with her smirky little face and her lips, and she throws out some sarcasm, so I hope I've captured that with that little smirk smile. I know right here I'm debating on adding to the hair, and also I have just kind of threw the paint on there, got it covered, but I have touch-ups to do with the final product. Very glad have not messed up the face. I'm going to be extra careful now that I got the eyes done. I'm debating on what to use for a scrunchie, and I don't like that. And I'm going back and forth and just kind of video journaling what my decisions were. I'm going to use, what am I going to use here? I'm just looking at it, and I know I'm going to, okay, yeah, puffy paint. I know I'm going to use just a little bit of puffy paint to detail around, and I'm going to use these pins for some earrings. She does have earring holes, and I just wanted to make it look a little more female. Grace is a little bit of tomboy, so I wanted a little bit of female, a little bit more. Here, her hair, I'm starting to add those streaks. I want those streaks. Now, I did use gold puffy paint in her hair, and I like the way this ends up turning out, like her golden streaks, and I had those white light streaks. I'm not quite loving those little notes, so she never forgets for Christmas. The scrunchie you see there, I tried to do some purple in it because she likes purple. It was working, but I just didn't like it when it was done. You'll see I painted over it and tried it. Grace, this was a last minute addition. I decided to put her name on there, and I'm still not loving those light colored streaks in there, and trying to figure it out. Here I am. Okay, I'm showing you that scrunchie again. I'm not too happy with that when that dries. This is the matte sealer I inevitably end up using, but I kind of let it sit, and I didn't show that. See, those white streaks just disappeared. It kind of worked out well because it was a base coat, but I ended up just sitting there one day, let me try some gold over top of them, and that worked perfectly. The gold paint let that white show through. It almost added just yet another, look at those chucks, another wonderful dimension to her hair, and I am so pleased with her hair. The chucks, I had to get right. Kiddo, that's for you, baby girl. I hope you like it. If you never wear chucks again, I just hope you like it. Freckles, I ended up putting light freckles at first. It was so funny. I used like a peach color and wanted them a little differently, and she unfortunately looked like she had crazy acne, and I had to repaint it and do a more flesh colored. Here is, look at this. This was so worth the effort. It looks fabulous in here. She knows there's blocks under the tree right now. She just doesn't know what they are, and I've been laughing with her like, oh, there's a few, but you don't know what they are. So I'm hoping I can tape her perfectly. When she opens this, I have it set so you can see her reaction.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
What?
Who is it? What's the Funko? Who is it?
Hope you've enjoyed this do-it-yourself gift of love for my daughter. See you next time.